Well, hello, friends. How are you today? Welcome to Social Media and AI Shortcuts. I'm Madeline Sklar, the host here. As always, we have lots to discuss today. There's always something new, or many times, lots of things that are new. If you haven't heard, ChatGPT just released the new 5.1 version for paid accounts. I noticed it yesterday. So we're going to talk about that to see what's new and how's this different from previous models, because you may remember we just got ChatGPT 5 recently. And people were kind of up in arms because they like their ChatGPT 4. So now there's a brand new one, 5.1. So we're going to look at that and just compare it to the previous models. Plus, there's a new feature in Facebook groups. We're going to look at that and we'll discuss ways you can have more success on Substack. So if you're new here, hello, again, I'm Madeline Sklar. I help content creators, marketers, entrepreneurs, people like you that want to get more done in less time when it comes to social media and AI. My goal is to make things easier for you so you're not so overloaded. Because let's face it, we're in a time, I mean, who remembers what it used to be like just 10 years, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Try to think 20 years ago. I was thinking about that earlier. I'm like, things were so different back then. So we're completely overloaded. I'm just trying to make things a little bit easier for everybody. So let's bring up our awesome panelists that are here today. Hello, ladies. How are y'all doing?
Howdy.
Hi, good morning.
Always good
Or
to see you.
afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, afternoon. That's right. Maria, it's good to see you back. We've missed you.
Yeah. It's been a busy couple of weeks. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so glad you're back. Always stuff going on. I tell you, every week I'm like, I wonder what kind of things are going to happen that we're going to talk about. And being that I have a ChatGPT Plus account, so $20 a month plan, it was real subtle. I didn't see any notification. I wasn't checking X for updates from OpenAI, but I'm like, does that say 5.1 at the top corner for the model? I'm like, I think it does. But I was busy in the middle. So I'm like, well, I'll check it out later. And then I totally forgot about it. And then when I checked on X today, it's like everywhere. 5.1, 5.1. There's videos everywhere, people talking about it. And I'm like, okay, we got to see what the fuss is all about. Didn't they just change it from 4 to 5 recently with the model? It's like always something. Like, is it not good enough?
It's been there for a while, but I caught it yesterday, or was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
I caught it yesterday.
I actually retweeted it from Musk and whatever the team was. I have like 3 accounts I follow. I forgot. I get my guys mixed up, but you know.
Now, sometimes when they update any platform, a few other things break while they're trying to fix something.
Absolutely.
Have you noticed anything?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you noticed anything you haven't had time to play with the new version yet?
Not
Madeline?
really, but it's automatically defaulted to it. And I just happen to notice. I'm like, oh, but so far it's been okay. But we're going to kind of do more of a deeper dive of like what exactly, is different about it.
Right.
It really wasn't that long ago when it went from 4 to 5. I mean, it was like, what, a handful of months? It's interesting how, and this just goes back to why we do this. Like everything is progressing so fast. It's hard to stay on top of it. Yeah. And I know sometimes Barb will say ahead of time, what are we talking about on Thursday? A lot of times I'm like, I don't know yet because things happen so rapidly.
So fast.
And,
and that's why I use it. I'm sorry, but
go ahead.
Because you brought me to the party on Twitter, which became X, and so then in the last 2 months we've had this talk. Should we really be on X anymore? Even because we also went to Blue Sky, and so every day on X, my routine is to go to Grok and say, well. Just because I even pulled up some trending AI and social media news on X today. Okay, I do that every day, and so that's my use of the Grok GPT there, and then I also run one on ChatGPT. So that's how because this thing about the viral, you've heard about the viral music video that's all AI. It's a country song, and it's got over 100 million views and all that stuff. And I mean, it's been mind blowing in the entertainment industry, because once again, we're talking about, the right. If you're a
Yeah.
right, all of that stuff happening.
So,
Scary times.
Madeline, which platforms are we live streaming to right at this very moment? I'm
At this
curious because a
at
lot of
this
people aren't on X anymore, even.
I know.
Yeah.
So at this moment, because we're using StreamYard and I'm allowed to like put it out to a whole bunch of different places, and then you guys as my co-hosts can do up to 2 for a total. On the plan, StreamYard plan I'm on now, I don't think it's limited to 6. Barb, I know on my previous plan
No,
I
it's
could have a
like
total of
10.
6. Yeah, I think 10. So right
And
now we're on my LinkedIn, YouTube, X, not my Facebook, because I'm in trouble with Facebook at the moment. We're on Barb's Facebook and Barb's YouTube. So we're broadcasting like a blanket. We're kind of all around, but
Right.
Bez, Rachel, and Maria. Maria, I know on a phone you
Hi,
can't do it.
Bez.
You got to be on a.
I was just going to say, I'm the only one
You
on
got
a
to be on a
mobile device,
browser.
I think.
You got
Yeah.
to be on a browser to do it. But for Rachel and Ben, you don't have to. But like, they allow you. You can do it ahead of time. You can do it while we're streaming. But you can add up to 2 of your social media platforms. And I like it for this chat because it just kind of spreads it out further, and we all have different audiences. And so, like Rachel's community might, some of her peers might see it on her Facebook and go, oh, wow, this is really cool. I really like this. I know Bez, when he does his LinkedIn, we definitely get people that come in and, from his LinkedIn, and it's like super cool. So
can I actually add it? Cause I'm scared to touch stuff in the back. Okay. So I'll add it.
Yeah, you be careful as an admin, that part. Yeah.
You troublemaker.
in that vein, could I add one more thing? Because I was in
Sure.
the StreamYard yesterday and
Sure.
because I still use StreamYard daily, but what I just learned myself yesterday is, even on my account, I had the webinar feature, but most importantly, what I learned is that anyone can set up a free StreamYard account, and they can be your guest in this live that we're in, and
Absolutely.
they also can stream up to 2 destinations.
Did
you know that?
Yeah,
That's me.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because Bez, I don't know what you're doing, but you're messing with this vertical. You're doing show preview vertical broadcasts.
Yeah, that's the new feature of StreamYard, that it can do simultaneously. StreamYard has gone to Mars, folks.
Right, I saw that. And I know
it's making me dizzy.
Yeah, and I do not like it. The feedback has been in the StreamYard group that, are we going to be penalized by YouTube in doing this? And they've actually partnered with YouTube on it, and they've got their blessing to do that. So the people with the mobile devices can see that. But if you're behind the scenes in the studio and you see that, it makes you dizzy.
It does. And I see what it is. I see Rachel's little DM now. You were setting yours up, and the new thing, it asks you to choose portrait or landscape, but this thing popped up with the landscape and threw me off. It gave me a preview. So
I'm seeing 2 screens right now with all of us on it. So I'm seeing double of everything, just so everybody watching right now understands what we're talking about.
So I think it's a bug. Yeah, I had to press something to make it go away. So you still see it?
Yeah.
You probably need to press. Well, let me try this. Hold on.
Well, I'm scared because I'm on my iPhone. And so sometimes when I push buttons, it kicks me out. So and I am on the free plan, by the way, on StreamYard. I do. I don't use it very often, but I do. I can live stream to multiple platforms. I just can't record. It's not recorded. So it's a little different, but I don't use it. I don't use StreamYard very often.
Yeah.
Well, we still love you.
Well, yeah, we do. And thanks for all the people that are watching. We got like 18 people watching live at the moment across all the platforms.
So and so many people love to multi-stream. Of course, you might as well take advantage of your energy, your ability to reach more platforms. For me, for my energy, I feel better talking to one audience at a time and then repurposing it later. But yeah, that's just me.
No, I
except
think
for this. Hi, everybody.
Go ahead, Barb.
Another feature of this platform, of course, is that we can, when we stream to pages and to YouTube, we can actually see the comments of people watching us. And we do have comments with us in the group now. And one of those people that commented, Toya, she's, I think she's a StreamYard moderator in that group as well. But we're all watching, the effectiveness of the streams going, especially on Facebook.
Absolutely. And because I'm in Facebook jail at the moment and I can't live stream, I can just share yours, Barb, that we're doing right now so that, I'm still able to have that go out to my community. So it works out good.
And Barb, are you streaming into a community that's public or private, or is it to your own business account?
I could stream it to my page on my business account, but I don't. I just stream it to my personal profile.
Okay, yeah.
On that one, because
can always move it around later. Or take little snippets out of it. For a conversation like this, so often there are just little pieces that we want to highlight that are really good nuggets of information. So, yeah,
and
so that's
this
great.
particular platform, StreamYard, allows you. It does have the recording capability, but we can actually cut that up and into snippets and directly in the studio, and we can also share the previous live recording as a screen share in the studio. And so all kinds of options.
Oh, absolutely. I love it.
Getting a little geeky, girls.
We're kind of like the Geek Squad a bit.
That's cute.
And Panda says we need more sessions like this. We do this every week. Every Thursday afternoon, we're right here streaming this live. So come hang out with us. It's always a fun time. Well, let's get into it. We got a variety of things to talk about. Just a reminder, we do have the SKOOL platform where we continue the discussions outside of this. It's just a weekly live stream. We do this for an hour, but come over to SKOOL, skool.com/Madeline Sklar. It's our free community where, and Barb, you've been posting lots of really great stuff in there. As a matter of fact, the whole Facebook group thing that you posted in there, we'll talk about a little later. I love how, Barb, you've been keeping us posted on the latest with the SKOOL news updates each week and what's new. I do watch the video, but I like reading your recap. So I found that to be super helpful. So thank you so much for doing that and putting it in the group. So it is very appreciated.
And Rachel, I've been trying to get a hold of you, just FYI.
Is that a little check your DMs kind of message?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm so glad you said DM because that reminds me, and this is the perfect time to talk about it.
Well, this kind of a conversation is great because a lot of times people don't understand the terms that we're saying. If people are a little newish to the platforms, or, you get all comfortable with your high level of knowledge, and you might lose some of the people. So,
Exactly. If anybody ever has questions, type it in the chat because, we want to make this as simple and easy to understand. But on X, did y'all see that they updated the messages to chat now with the whole, they did this before, but then I guess they turned it off, where it's that whole encryption. And so I get a pop-up that it's been activated, right? I'm like, okay, they did this a few years ago. It didn't really work. Nobody cared. And then they undid it. Well, they did it again, but on
desktop.
They're forcing us. So on desktop, let me tell you what happened on desktop. So I saw it on mobile. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm on desktop this morning and I'm like, where are my messages? I'm looking at the side. I'm like, where's messages? They changed it. They changed it to chat. So instead, I'm like, y'all, I was staring. I'm like, where the F is the messages?
Yes, my groups are messed up too. Yeah.
What's happening here? And I'm like, chat. I'm like, oh my God, they changed it. So I click on chat. I'm like, okay. And then the layout's kind of funky. The type is real small.
Yes.
I'm like, what? This hurts my eyes.
I think it just happened last night.
Yeah.
Yesterday it wasn't like that.
It just happened. It happened for me this morning, but it probably started overnight. So just curious what everybody thinks. I mean, it probably hasn't been enough time for everybody to check it out, but I don't like it. I didn't like it before. I don't like how they changed the name. No. You're looking for messages, and now it's the word chat. There's
people are confused enough already, including me.
Do a pop-up that says, people don't, you got to make it so easy for people to understand.
Right.
Messages is now chat. Put that in bold. Oh my gosh. Everybody will not.
But a chat implies that it's a group, like you're sharing, like brainstorm session. I wouldn't send Madeline a personal message, just one little message from me isn't a chat, in my opinion. It's a message.
It threw me off.
I don't know. It's weird. But the thing is that there are small numbers of people sometimes that want certain features. And I don't understand how these platforms, who are they listening to? Because the same thing happened with like communities. For a while there, every time you posted into a community, it went on your own timeline. So it was duplicative all the time. I couldn't communicate with just people in communities. Now they've fixed that, but this thing is similar. I don't understand what the big deal is, why it needs to be encrypted. Who cares if it's safe or not? I mean, not safe, but it's just strange. It was working fine. Why mess with it?
Elon did it a while back. I think it was like about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and they just did it. And I'm like, and I remember like whenever this stuff was new, especially when we used to get more excited about like especially since I was known for like, here's the newest on Twitter, like every because this our chat here used to be Twitter Smarter. For those that are newer to our chat, I started the Twitter Smarter Twitter chat, old school Twitter chat, 10 years ago. It was back a little over 10 years now. It was July of 2015. So it was 10 years ago, and it was Twitter chat. And of course, it was always Twitter, like Twitter marketing tips. And that's how I met so many of y'all. And then over time, it evolved. When Spaces came out, I became a beta host for Spaces. Love doing audio. I've been a longtime podcaster, so we transitioned to that. And then I love live streaming. And I was like, you know what? Let's just change this to live streaming. I think it was about a year ago I started doing that. And there was a time where I get so excited about what's the newest with Twitter. And y'all always knew that I'm going to show you what's new with Twitter, what's going on. And I don't even like look at it. I'm like, okay, I'm sure I'm not going to care whatever it is. No big deal. But I don't know. Like,
well, unfortunately, I think a lot of us have learned our lesson over the years. I used to get so excited at something new, and then I would tell somebody about it and it would break. It wouldn't work. And it really squishes my enthusiasm. Yeah. So I think that's what these platforms do inadvertently, is for those of us who used to get excited about it, I'm very wary to try new platforms because I've lost content so many times. And it's terrible to tell my audience to go to different places, set up accounts, passwords, all that kind of stuff. I don't know.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's best to let things get the kinks worked out before you dive into it.
Well, that's why I love these conversations. And you, Madeline, because you're brave.
Because we share and we learn from each other. But, these days with some of these platforms, they just do it. They don't let you know, and you can't necessarily change it. Like what we're getting ready to talk about, the whole ChatGPT 5.1. Yeah. It just all of a sudden yesterday, I'm like, did I say 5.1? Where did that come from? I didn't even know. Yeah. And when you click it, you can change it. And I'm going to show you all that in a moment. But it's like there's no even notification unless you're looking at OpenAI to see what is AI tweeting about. Because I wasn't paying attention. Because usually about once a day, I do have a Twitter list or X list of like AI stuff. So like OpenAI, Magi, some different, so I could make sure I don't miss anything. And I hadn't checked it since probably yesterday morning. So I went and looked at it. I'm like, oh, okay. So they did a big announcement yesterday, and okay, this 5.1. But they just do things, and like all of a sudden it just pops up, and it's interesting how you don't know till you're in it at times. Instead of the big, like in the old days, it was always like big hype, like with a new browser version coming out. There was always a big hype, like get ready for this new OS or what, so many different things. But these days, I just feel like, boom, there it is. Hope you like it.
Well, we're the guinea pigs. It used to be we're creating new things for the benefit of the users. Yay, we're excited, and we're going to let everyone know this new feature is available. Now they don't even bother. They're just testing things.
Right.
Randomly. Yeah.
Throw it on the wall and see what sticks. I know Elon's big with that. Yeah. But I want to know, why did they do the encryption DMs a long time ago? And then it didn't really become a thing. I remember them doing it, and I didn't care for it. So I turned it off.
Yeah.
And then, then well, how come all of a sudden it's now the new thing? And I don't hear people talking about it. So I don't even know people are aware.
Yeah, it was hidden in the premium menu.
Oh, is
Right.
it only for
The
premium?
no, now it's on. Now it's for everybody, I guess.
Okay.
But it was. They had a special encrypted chat available, and I never wanted to try it, and now they've forced it on everybody. It seems. So
I think it's time that we all Google about the issues on privacy these days, because I was just in meetings with other platform representatives, and it's really pushing out that they're pushing more for privacy. I mean, just like this, you know, in on Facebook and what we're having there, we're going to have more options there in being, you know, more private, basically.
yeah, but the app still has access to what we think is private. I think. I think most of us know, don't put your credit card number out there or the code on the back, all that kind of safety. I think it takes individual intelligence to figure out how much you're going to. I would not put in a chat anywhere on social
Right.
media my social security
Exactly.
number. That would be
Right.
ridiculous. So I'm not sure exactly what people are trying to keep private.
Yeah.
You
I have
wouldn't put
to,
something really like that.
yeah, I had to question, I'm like, because this was actually a hot topic, and I had to question in the meeting, but I had no time to research, and then I had this slide afterwards, but I had to question what generation is this coming from,
Yeah.
because I believe Gen Xers and the technology adept boomers for sure is like, don't trust the messenger anytime.
Right.
do your research. I mean, I don't think I have upset generations, the boomer generation, clear back to the greatest generation. I mean, because when I said just Google it. But now I can't say that anymore, because that whole, and that's what Musk was saying on X this morning. You know, the algorithm has changed. Forget it. We're going to do it this way. And they are controlling it. They have the technology. So we don't have much choice. And that is kind of what happened to Madeline and me way back in the old days when Google came forward, because we had all these other search tools. And then they said, no, we want to do it this way. And we really didn't have any choice.
Yeah. For sure. By the way, we're now broadcasting to 10 different destinations. So thank you all for adding yours on there. That's really cool. And on your Twitch, Bez, that's super cool.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yes.
forgot about Twitch.
I know I haven't really ventured into that. I want to figure out how to add it to Substack. I know Jim knows how to do that. I was hoping he'd be here today. All right, let's look at ChatGPT and what's new here. So I have this tweet on my X account. So I took a screenshot to show. So this was on mobile, and like there it was, 5.1. It wasn't even that noticeable at first. Like I did like a double take when I saw this yesterday. And so it's defaulted to that, but you can go in the pull down and it shows you like what are the different options. It's set defaulted to auto, but there's an instant and thinking. So instant, of course, is quick, thinking, thinks longer. And then you can still go into the legacy model. So they move the 5 into legacy, plus the 4.0 is still there. I know a lot of people love the 4. I've been happy with the 5. I mean, have y'all played around with these or have any thoughts on the different ChatGPT models with the recent changes?
I keep up with the current one. And I haven't gone back. I have old projects in prior versions, and then I've rerun them in the new version and compared them, and they are definitely better. But I've also been training ChatGPT all that time. So as far as understanding my personality and so forth, it continues to evolve with that. So I
know
stay.
too.
And speaking of staying up with updates, I mean, I've been a Windows person, not an Apple person, all my career. And I mean, I've had them aside. I have a MacBook, and for beta testing, but I got a notification on my phone early this morning that even legacy computers that are on Windows 11, they're going to be going through, they're not going to update the same way. We're going to have to go through all kinds, like my military grade computer that I'm broadcasting from right now. It's obviously older, but I mean, it was way ahead with Dell back then. And now I have a Lenovo, and it's going to be automatically updated. I don't get a choice, you know, in the way that it's coming in. They've redone the entire system when you log in. And I thought, well, you know, I'm technology adept, but if you take the standard person that's on there, you take across the younger generation and to the older generation, they're not geeky. You know, they just want it. They want to push the button and go. And it's scary. But what it said to me, the red flag came up, is how it's controlling us. It's just more and more control. And that's the same way with my Samsung phone. And I'm like, I don't want you guys controlling this. You shouldn't. If I say, yes, you can control me now, then you can control me now. But just to come on and know you're there 24 hours a day, and if I happen to hit my phone and you start talking to me, I'm sorry. I don't want that. But I feel like I should have the right to say so. I'm paying. If they provided the tool for me for free, that's one thing. They did not. And even though Facebook provides us access to it for free, and we use all the features of it, they're taking from us every day content that they can repackage and resell.
Yeah, we're the product. And I think people forget that, you know, that on these free platforms, we're the product. And like Panda says, it is a bit scary. That's why I love SKOOL, because with SKOOL, if you build a community there, you pay for it. There's two plans, $9 a month, and then there's $99 a month. For those that don't know much about it, just go check it out, tinyurl.com/MadelineSchool. But at least now they have a $9 a month tier to make it more affordable for a lot of people that maybe want to just kind of venture into starting their own community and get away from Facebook groups and some of the others where there's so much restriction, and they change their community guidelines, and people join your group, but they don't see your posts because of the algorithms, and they decide what you see. With SKOOL and platforms like that, you have the control. So I love that I pay a monthly fee, but there's no algorithm. I control things. That's powerful. And I think we're going to see more people going in that direction for communities. I think a lot of people are fed up with Facebook groups and just Facebook in general. Although they have a new feature we'll look at in a few minutes after we finish talking about ChatGPT 5.1, but interesting to see with what you had shared in our community, Barb, that Facebook groups actually has a good feature they just added. But let me show y'all. So when I saw the 5.1 automatically defaulted when I was using ChatGPT yesterday, of course, I'm like, okay, let me go over to X, see what OpenAI has to say. So they posted this yesterday that it's rolling out to all users this week. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm on the paid account. I'm doing the $20 a month plan, the plus. So my understanding is it's gone out to the paid accounts first, but then once all of that's rolled out, then it's supposed to go to the free accounts. So it's saying ChatGPT 5.1 is now better at following custom instructions. We shall see, because in my custom instructions, I say no M dashes, and it doesn't listen. It never listens to the freaking M dashes, and everybody says the same thing. So is OpenAI doing some kind of conspiracy with the M dashes? Because you would think when you go to customize your chat that it would listen to you, but it doesn't. But when I saw this, following custom instructions, I'm like, okay, that's the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have another little chat with chat and say, no M dashes. I shouldn't have to tell, like I literally have to tell it every post. And I yell at it sometimes. I said, no M dashes.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like, why does it do that? It also says with this new GPT 5.1, using reasoning for more accurate responses and just better at chatting overall. So we shall see. It says it is now warmer and more conversational. Now, I use the audio all the time. I like to talk to it like a person. And I haven't noticed a difference. I talk to it all the time, but, you know, this just happened late yesterday. So I don't, I don't think it's been long enough for me to notice anything, but it's interesting that it says it's going to be warmer and more conversational, but I know it did that when it went from 4 to 5, and I did notice, and the voice changed a little bit from 4 to 5, but I haven't noticed a voice change in this yet. It says the model can use adaptive reasoning to decide to think a bit longer before responding to tougher questions. It also has improved instruction following, so the model more reliably answers the questions you actually asked. So that's good. The 5.1 thinking is now more effectively adjust its thinking time based on the question, spending more time on complex problems, less on simple ones. Responses are clear with less jargon. And it shows a little example. And then it said it will remain available to paid subscribers for 3 months. The 5. Okay, so for those that are like, but I want the 5, I don't want this 5.1, it does say the 5, the previous, will be available for paid subscribers for 3 months, and then they're going to sunset it, but it does not affect the ability of other legacy models. We're also updating GPT-5 Pro to GPT 5.1 Pro soon. So that's what's happening with OpenAI and this new chat. I didn't even know they were working on this, and it goes back to what we were just talking about. Like, I don't even hear them like getting everybody hyped up. This is coming. This is coming. It seems like these days the only thing that you hear about that's coming is like a new iPhone is coming. Seems like there's a lot of hype for the new iPhone coming soon. But I mean, did y'all know a 5.1 ChatGPT was coming?
Yeah.
Do we need it?
Yeah. I actually, because I went to my, because I knew when I come over to when I come over to my account on X, my last tweets are there, and it's like I have to go visit just to see the legitimate tech things that I'm interested in. And my last thing I did was a repost of Sam Altman's, and he said, that you can pick from presets the friendly, different, so you can have a voice, the friendly, efficient, professional, candid, or quirky, and tune that up. Mm-hmm. And I previously had another application attached to ChatGPT. In fact, I've got to take care of that subscription, but I've been able to do it in different voices prior to this with a third-party thing. And he also, the style was what he really focused on of that happening, and it all seemed really good. So, and the other thing, that I post on over there is on what X is doing with Grok. I still can't remember. Never remember to pronounce it right. That should tell you something. But anyway, I think that you have to pick a spot, and you sit down and just say, why am I doing this? For what purpose? Yeah. And that's what so many, it's like, especially somebody like me who's been online for so long, it's like chasing shiny objects. We're always accused of that. Oh, what's new? What's great? What'll it do? But where we are
Squirrel.
today.
Yes.
Everything being hit so hard with everything, it's scary. And I think the other thing we do have to be concerned about is security. And so that's why when they brought that up, I said, well, I better do some research on that, because I'm not the only one thinking about it. But still, it's very much like Maria said, it's really the common sense and logic. Why would you be putting it out there anyway?
Right. Well, it's the same thing with any kind of social media. When it first started, people would get irritated that potential employers would check out their social media before the interview. They'd be mad. It's like, well, why not? Why not do it? But people were upset that employers would do that. Well, if you're going to put it out there into the world, don't put stuff out there that you don't want people to see. It's kind of it's pretty simple. Anyway, yeah. So I'm curious about the Substack stuff, by the way, that Rachel's going to talk about.
Well,
I know you're not done yet, Madeline. Go ahead.
What I want to do real quick is just play a couple short videos, TikTok videos that I found where people, kind of the experts, explaining like what's new with this, and then we'll wrap up and go talk about Substack. Oh no, next we're going to do the Facebook groups, but that's quick. That's just a quick little new feature, and then we'll talk about Substack. So yeah, let me play this real quick just so everybody has a good understanding what's going on.
OpenAI dropped 2 upgraded models and changed how your AI decides when to think deeply versus when to just give you an answer. Plus, with this update, chat can follow instructions better than ever. It's kind of like your AI assistant finally learned to read between the lines. So let's break down what actually changed, because it's more than just a model number. First off, GPT 5.1 runs in 2 different modes: instant for everyday stuff and thinking for when you actually need to pull out the whiteboard. But adaptive reasoning, that's the real upgrade. Chat used to overthink everything, but GPT 5.1 now adjusts its brain power based on the task. Basically, it learned time management, which, a lot of us are still working on that one. Next up, chat got better at following instructions. So when you give it a prompt, GPT 5.1 is noticeably better at doing exactly what you said instead of just freelancing the job. It sticks to your exact instructions, the format, length, style, tone, all of it. The third big one, ChatGPT got a personality glow up. Now you get 8 modes, and the default tone is warmer and more conversational. Update your preferences in settings under personalization, and it'll instantly apply across all your chats. So it's basically like ChatGPT has a built-in personality control panel now. With adaptive reasoning, better instruction following, and full personality control, if ChatGPT suddenly feels smarter and a little more intuitive, yeah, that's why. Follow for more ways to make your AI work harder so you don't have to.
I love that gal. She always shares really good advice. I always see her videos in my TikTok feed. But I think she explained it really well, like really easy to understand.
Who is it again?
Let me grab her name here. I'll have the links
on TikTok, or is she
she's
on?
She's on TikTok as Tech Tiff, TECHTIFF. AI with Tiff. Let me see what her username. Her username is Tech Tiff. So if anybody wants to go follow her on TikTok at TECHTIFF, Tech Tiff. I like her. She shares really good bite-sized tips on all the AI stuff. Mostly ChatGPT. Well, no, she does all of them, but she does do a lot of good ChatGPT. So when I saw that video, I'm like, this is the one I want to play for y'all, because I think that just says it all. It's super easy to understand. Okay, well, now that we've gotten, now we all have a better understanding of GPT 5.1, I want to real quickly have Barb talk to us about this Facebook thing, which I didn't, I wasn't even paying I'm not on Facebook a whole lot. I honestly am so fed up with Facebook. But in our school community, Barb did a post today, 6 hours ago. Like, this is a new thing. But she said that she showed this screenshot from Maury Smith, and you can see down here at the bottom, it lets you know how many people are online now in a Facebook group. So, Barb, that was a great catch on this. So tell us more.
Well, quick question too. Does it apply to public as well as private groups, communities on Facebook?
It says private group.
Yes.
Private?
And public. But it's rolling out from the USA first. You will see it on your smart device, not on your laptop or desktop access, not on your computer access. I did check iPhone and Samsung, and both of them, it's available on both of those smart devices. And it is not, if you have under 100, it's not available. And if you're not in the United States, it's rolling out in the US right now. So you'll have to, my friends in the UK are kind of perturbed because they'd like to see that. But obviously, they asked me for the screenshot and I shared it with them. But in all of what I, it's like the aha moment again, what I've been learning through participating on SKOOL, because when they introduce gamification on Facebook, it's just simply points for it. The computer, server records when you like a post, when you respond to a post, and when you post. And so all of that is, calculated and helps your visibility, believe it or not. But you get so many points, you have so many points, and you can have them, you can elect, if you run a group, you can elect whether to show them or not. I decided to show them. And if for no one else's edification but my own, I felt they were worthwhile. But I got a lot of mixed feedback from that on the gamification that they had done, because people didn't like, it's like, well, why does she get points and I don't? Well, they didn't explain it. And this today, where you have that percentage that's online and not, they are online, but not necessarily in your group.
Right.
But the algorithm, I mean, how does that impact what you see? Well, I don't smoke anything. I'm really saying.
Are you sure?
Well, I had to say that first, because a lot of us say, where are you coming from?
Well, it's interesting because that number of who's online would impact when I'm going to go live, the podcast community that I have. But I just checked it and it doesn't say that yet. I'm wondering if there's something I need to do, or they're just rolling it out slowly.
We can talk about it in
because that would help
group.
me determine when to go live.
Absolutely.
If I saw a lot of people were online.
Right.
That's where I'm super geeky.
That's the only thing it would.
So let's do that in her school community, but because I don't want to take that up in her live show today. But the bottom line is that is something that we have wanted since 2009. But no, the privacy matters. Now, remember 10 minutes ago, I was telling you they're concerned about privacy.
Well, yeah, you can't live stream in groups. Remember a couple of years ago?
Right.
And that was such a big thing. I was really big with live streaming to Facebook groups. And then they're like, no,
I can live stream, but I can't get anyone on the screen with me anymore. And I can't go zoom into it right now. I don't know why. And they removed all the filters. Which isn't such a big deal unless, I don't know. But anyway, they don't like live.
Is it because they got a lot of lawsuits and with the whole privacy thing, and people are like, didn't like that they were, because I mean, it's just, why did it all of a sudden become such a big thing and they just put it
Ask ChatGPT, because you know what? People are talking about this all over the world. Yeah. And if I tell you, and it's like, Barb, you weren't supposed to reveal that, then I'm in hot water with the folks that I work with, and I don't need that. But the bottom line is it came off of Reddit. So it's already out there. Somebody has put it out there.
Well, for everybody who's watching right now, I'm wondering how many of you watching are on Facebook at all? Because just like Madeline said, a lot of people are no longer on Facebook.
I'm on there. I just don't use it a lot.
Right. If you feel like it, put it in the chat, you guys, if you utilize Facebook. Because is it even a topic? Like, a lot of people are not on Facebook. Maybe not a lot of people. Yeah, I do too.
I use it.
I do too.
I use it every day. And I'm telling you, there are 30 million on there. Yeah. And if you are reaching people around the world, it is the destination. And don't forget that it actually has a business category that's for the corporate side. Those people are there doing business. And so I can preach all day on this, because I did not. Mari Smith brought me to Facebook and I was fighting tooth and nail. I said no, because they were college kids starting it up, and it's like they didn't pay attention to anything, and they were smoking whatever they could find. And it was like, there is no way, because mind control's in play here. And that is, and that's one category that I've always been involved with, in following the medical profession and how it's impacting us physically and mentally using technology tools. So anyway, I think it's great. I think it's absolutely fabulous. And it makes a difference psychologically for someone like me, especially, is that you look and you say, well, they don't have 5% in their group that's active there right now. And are they doing anything? But I want you to know, girls, that
And boy,
my story of coming online has all been for my ballooning community, my hot air gas ballooning community, and they're all over the world, right? I got on a text post. I had it was like 14,000 views on it, and I only had 6,000 in the group. And I'm going, what? And
Madeline,
I mean, it was
we have 8 minutes left.
Yeah, we're going to transition. But I have a quick question for Barb. So Barb, when we go back to your post on SKOOL, and you have the screenshot of Maury Smith's Facebook group, and it says 25,000 members, 1,800 are online now. It just means of all those 25,000 members, 1,800 are on Facebook, not necessarily in her group at the moment. Just like on SKOOL, SKOOL will show the same thing and let you know how many people from that are members are on SKOOL. And sometimes I'll see that on mine, but it's like that person's not even, I go click on it to show you, like, shows you who it is. I'm like, well, that person's not even active in our group. But you go click on their profile and they're in a bunch of other groups. So they're just active all over.
Right.
Yeah. So, but that impacts, that's what they said in SKOOL News yesterday. I mean, that's what this is about, guys, is getting visibility for your content. So you do, but that gives you a wonderful guide, and psychologically it impacts you in a positive way, encouraging you to participate. And those who say, oh no, I don't want to compete or whatever, it's not about that. It's about showing up, just being there.
Absolutely. But you also got to make your community a place where people want to show up.
Right.
And that's not easy. With the social media AI shortcuts one that we have, I mean, I knew when I started it about a year ago that I didn't want it to be like one of the ones where it's just so much stuff that it's like, it's a turnoff, right? It's like, this is overload. So I thought, I'm just going to kind of go low and slow with this and not overload everybody. And when I see something cool, I'll share it. But sometimes I feel like I'm not posting enough, though, and that is just not engagement. And I need to spend more time, because I'll just watch some cool video about social media or AI stuff. I'm like, God, and I do that. I post it in there, let y'all know, like, man, I just watched this and this was so interesting. And a lot of times that'll spark conversation, and people go, oh, well, I'll go check it out, and then they'll comment, oh my God, that was so great. Thank you for sharing. And I need to be better about doing it more often. I think when you're the leader of the group, you got to lead by example. So believe me, it's not that I haven't thought of that. It's just not enough hours in the day. Just like with Substack, we're going to talk about now. I want to do so much with Substack. I'm so excited to use Substack. There's not enough hours in the day for me right now. But Rachel, you've become like our resident Substack expert, which I love.
Thank you. A client the other day, I've been training him, called me Substack mommy. And I was like, oh my God, that is hilarious.
You're the Substack mom. I love that. That's actually, I think, perfect, because you are. I mean, you're really good about sharing. You're using it for your brand.
Yeah.
Tell everybody real quickly that's watching this and doesn't know who you are, just real briefly about what you do, and then we'll talk about how you've learned so much about Substack that now you're sharing this with everybody.
Hi, Panda. Panda said, hi, mommy. It's hilarious. Okay, so I'm Bad Redhead Media, LLC. I'm in Northern California. I'm an author. I've written 8 books. And for the past 14 years, I've been helping authors learn how to market their books, or I do everything for you, including social media. That's just one part of what I do. And Substack became very popular over the course of really the pandemic. It's when it really started to grow as a paid newsletter platform. However, people loved it so much that they also wanted to be able to use it more as like a blogging platform. So you don't have to charge. You don't have to have paid subs. You can keep it entirely free. Or, hi, Jason. Thank you so much. I learn from you guys too, all the freaking time.
We all do. We all learn from each other. I love our
Oh my
group.
gosh. And I love Bricks. You have to go check out
Bricks.
The
Wait a minute.
cat.
I've had a dog. I had a dog
Kitten.
named Brix, and that is not a common Brix. I was like, why does it say Brix on there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Jason.
Yeah,
that's
Brix
so
is the
cool.
new kitten. I'm like completely entranced. It's wonderful.
One of my favorite dogs I ever had, his name was Brix. That was the name when I got him from the
That is
shelter, and I kept
awesome.
it. And he was scared of his big dog, scared of his own shadow. I love that dog to death. He was a
Aw.
wonderful. But Brix was such a cool name. Cool
So,
name.
and it means something, the sugar content or something. You'd have to tell us, Jason. It's a scientific term. So,
Is it? I always wonder, what did it mean? Brix.
yeah, it's something about the sugar content. And of course, the little kitten is super,
Interesting.
super cute. So
Oh.
it fits. Anyway, so the way I use Substack is really threefold. So if you think of it, it can actually do 5 or 6 things, but let's just focus on the main thing. If you just want to open an account as a reader, you don't have to create anything. You don't have to write anything. You just need to go in, log in, create an account, and then you can start following and subscribing and reading. So here's the difference. If you just want to read somebody's newsletter, you sign up or subscribe. I keep mine 100% free, but I do offer paid tiers in case people want to support. So I started in 2023 publishing pretty much once a week. I had 1,800 subscribers that I had collected over a decade of being an author that I had done nothing with. And then I came over to Substack. I uploaded all of my existing subscribers. And now 2 years later, a little over 2 years later, I have almost 10,000 subscribers, not paid. I don't want anyone to think that I have 10,000 paid subscribers. I don't. I wish I did, but I don't. I have about 20. Which is great. I'm really thankful that anybody wants to pay for that. But just so you know, a lot of people think, oh, I can't be on Substack because I don't want to have to charge for my newsletter. You don't have to charge. You can keep it 100% free. The other thing that it does is it exists as an online site where people can see your stuff, even if they don't subscribe to you. So let's say you go to Substack and you put in book marketing, hopefully my stuff will pop up, right? So that's the goal. And then also they have what's called Substack Notes, which is, again, you don't have to have a Substack. You can just create an account. Notes is like social media. Whatever you might post on Instagram or Facebook or X, you can also post on Substack Notes. So that's the part where people like it and follow and interact and repost and all that kind of stuff. I think one of the most wonderful things that they have is called recommendations. So you can actually recommend other, let's say you like and subscribe to 50 different Substacks. You can recommend all of those. It will show up on your profile. This is who Bad Redhead Media recommends. And then people get a notification that you have recommended them. And so it starts kind of growing that reciprocal, helpful, it's not tit for tat. I mean, I don't want people to feel like if you follow me, I'm not going to follow you or I automatically will. It's like anywhere else. If somebody's interesting to you, then follow them, repost them, help them grow, and then they'll continue on this particular site. So I think that kind of covers most of it. I do have several articles on how to grow your Substack. If you're an author, I think the best thing you can do is to participate in something like Written Word Media or Book Sweeps, where they do book promotions that help you grow your subscriber list. And I get anywhere from, 800 to 1,500 new subscribers every month doing that. So even if you're not an author, I suggest if you want to grow your Substack, publish even a small little book about something you're an expert in, so you are published, and then you can really start growing from there. I hope that helps.
That was a great overview. And I know people in the comments are like, wow, this is great information.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
yes, you can do audio and video. I didn't go into that, but that is something that you can live stream. Jim is really into that and knows a lot about that on Substack. So I'm learning from him. I haven't gone down those roads yet, only because I'm just too busy, but I would eventually like to start doing like what you're doing here, live streaming.
Yeah, and you know, Jason put in the comments here that some people have the ability to live stream on Substack. Jim's talked about that here. He told me that I could do it as well. That was the RTMP. I think I have to go get that from Substack and put it into stream or from something like that. I mean, I'm going to make time and work on this because I really want to utilize Substack, because when you're using an email service like, say, MailChimp, I use MailChimp, and Substack's free.
It is free.
And and while some people like to be able to customize, what their newsletter looks like, if that's not a big issue for you, I actually like the layout of Substacks. I like the newsletter. It's simple, it's easy to read, and I really like that. So I want to transition all my newsletters over to Substack because, number one, you save money, and number two, it's not just for newsletters. You can build community there
around anything. Like I see that Panda said, would you suggest comic books? If you just go into Substack and search on comic books, you will find thousands of people writing about it that you can connect with.
You'll find your people because it's a community platform.
It really is.
It started off as a newsletter platform, and I do remember when it came out, and it really attracted authors. I remember all of that, but it didn't really become mainstream. It became mainstream more recently, but they just have all these features now, and it's very community oriented, where there's so much. And that's why I tell people, follow Rachel on there. If you follow Rachel and you follow Jim's not here today with us, but when you follow them, they're using it so well. Like when I watch what they do on there, is exactly how to use the platform. So be sure to follow. Yeah. Go ahead, Marie.
Quick question. I was just talking with some people yesterday about the idea when you follow people on X, for instance, all of a sudden you start getting all this content from people you don't even know, but it's about that topic. On Substack, we don't have to deal with that. Right.
Well, see, this is where it's a little confusing, but just okay. So if let's say, Maria, you subscribe to me, then you'll see everything that I post, whether it's
that you post,
that I post. But if you only follow me, then you're going to see what I post on Substack notes. So a subscriber becomes a subscriber and a follower, whereas a follower is just a follower. So they're not subscribing to my
but it's your stuff. It's your stuff. I'm not getting every author
no
on the whole platform of Substack getting into my feed because somebody out there is watching what I like and they're feeding me a bunch of other stuff. I want you. I like you.
Yeah. So in your activity feed, excuse me, I don't know if you can do this, click on activity right now on the left-hand side of your toolbar.
On Substack?
Yeah, Madeline, right, there you go. So if you look at that, there's an option, I'm not seeing it. Usually there's an option at the top that says for you. Oh, it might be under home, actually. I take that back. Go just hit the home button. So here you go on the top left. For you, or you can click on following. It defaults to for you. And that's when you go in to set up your Substack, you click the topics you're interested in, and you'll start seeing those things like you would on any other platform. However, if you click on following, you're only going to see the people that you actually follow or subscribe.
That's what I would like.
Yes.
Yes, because my mission out here on social media in general is to curate my own, what I'm exposed to. Yeah. I don't want all the junk and ads and everything. And I don't like somebody thinking for me and going to find, 50 accounts that they think I might like. I'm like, no, that's not why I'm here.
Yeah. So if you go down to your settings, which is on the left under menu, you can go in and scroll down just to what your interests are. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to add, though, Madeline, really quickly, is you mentioned that it can be expensive to use MailChimp or ConvertKit or any of that.
No.
Yeah. It's totally free, but also from a security standpoint, you don't have to put in, and I didn't want to put in my home address on my newsletter because I've had stalkers. I didn't want anybody knowing where I lived. Security is a real issue because you have to have in the United States and UK, in order for people to opt in, you have to have a physical mailing address.
Yes.
And so a lot of people got PO boxes. Now with Substack, you don't have to do any of that. It's their address.
Really? Because you have to do that with all the others. Interesting. Yeah, I had to have a PO box. Interesting. So they just use a default Substack address.
Yep.
So how do they make their money?
Wow.
When people subscribe, they take their percentage off the top. So if somebody's sending me, let's say my subscription is $80 for the year, I think they take 10%. So that's $8 off. That's how they make money. They are going to be starting ads. So I'm really curious to see what that ends up looking like. I have no idea.
That could totally change the landscape of it all.
It really could.
Well, I think this is such a good time for people to take advantage of Substack because it's really emerging. Like in the past, I would say 6 months or so, it has skyrocketed. It's become so much more mainstream. I love how it's a newsletter, a community, a feed. It's a lot of things rolled into one, and it's all free. And you could have paid subscribers if you want. You don't have to. What a lot of people do is like what you do, Rachel. Your newsletter is free, but you do have a paid version that you know. It's like if you want, it's a great way to support the person, and then you can just have extra perks, very much like a Patreon or something.
Yeah, and also if you subscribe to somebody, it'll say, "Do you want to comp other people because you love this person? You don't have to pay anything. You just get like a 1 month free
nice
like referral to send people to it. It's great. So you can refer to them, they can refer to you. But I think for anybody just starting out, if you want to follow me, I go through how Substack works, but you can find tons of how-to stuff or just ask ChatGPT. It'll tell you.
Yeah. you break it down in a way that's so easy to understand.
Thank you. I try. Yeah.
I always learn a lot from how you're doing it. So I just said, tell everybody, just go follow you on Substack, go sign up for Substack, play around with it. You don't have to have a newsletter, just use the feed. It's kind of, you know what it reminds me of? Old Twitter.
It really does. It's much more text-based, which a lot of people like. It's kind of like what Twitter and even Facebook used to be when it wasn't constant videos coming at you. And I like the quietness of that.
I do too. And it's just not too busy and too difficult to deal with and too algorithmy. I'm making up a word there. Like it feels good being in there.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say there's over 5 million paid subscriptions on Substack.
Really?
There's over 20 million monthly active subscribers. And it says
how many?
20 million monthly active subscribers.
Wow.
I'm on Backlink. I'll share this in school. And also it says the top 10 authors on Substack collectively make $40 million a year.
Wow.
That's insane. But
I mean, they're like celebrities using it. Yeah, celebrities are using it now.
Journalists.
A lot of journalists, especially the independent journalists, that's become such a big thing now. A lot of people that have left the networks and they're doing their own thing. I mean, a great example who's done so well with this is Don Lemon, who used to be at CNN years ago. And he started a YouTube channel about 2 years ago. And he does his show from home. He live streams twice a day, Monday through Friday. Is huge. And he's about to hit 1 million subscribers just on YouTube.
Crazy.
I know he also broadcasts to all the platforms. I know TikTok he has way more. But is wild to see how some of these journalists have embraced like the stuff we do, like let's have a live stream and let's just go back to basics. He at first, when he started doing it, he was using like a fancy studio he was paying for. And then sometimes he would just do it from home and everybody said, do it from home. This is better. We prefer this. It's real. It's authentic. So that's what he does. He broadcasts from his home. It's wild. It's like, who does that? Journalism is really changing. And,
it really is.
Traditional media versus independent media is super interesting. But it's good that we all learn about this stuff because it's just good stuff to know, because with technology is constantly changing, new things are emerging. It's hard to keep up with it all. And I'm so glad Panda's here with us and learning about Substack. That's so cool. It's just, there's so much to learn, but it's hard to stay on top. I can't even stay on top of it all. I try. It's not easy.
It's hard too, because we learn by teaching, right? That's the highest form of learning. So in training clients, it's interesting because I'm seeing the things that are confusing them that I feel like they should talk to me. Like I can fix some stuff for them, Substack, give me a call. But I'm understanding there's like 2 different areas for settings and 3 different dashboards, and it can get overwhelming. So just go slow, start slow.
Absolutely. Great advice. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. This is always a fun hour of conversation, and we all just learn so much, and we continue it over in Skool. So for anybody here that's not joined us, it's free to join skool.com/Madeline Sklar. That's me. And come hang out with us. I'm sure we're going to have more conversations about that.
And Rachel, I sent you an email. I finally found your email. So hit me back up. Okay.
You got it.
Well, y'all have a great rest of your day. We'll be back here again next Thursday to do this again, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Madeline. Thank you, everybody.
Thank y'all.
Bye.
Thank y'all. This is great because of all of you. So I appreciate it.